Hello, beauty professionals of Las Vegas. My name is Chase Berkey, and I'm the CFO of Look Style Society. And I'm here today to talk to you about a very pressing and urgent matter. It is the Paycheck Protection Program loans. And if you have not heard of that, I don't know why you're watching this video, but for everyone else, this is a matter of utmost urgency. And what we're here today to do is to give you a very simple how-to on to how to apply for this Paycheck Protection Program loan. Congress is set to increase the appropriations for the program by $310 billion, which is a lot of money, but I can guarantee you it's going to go fast within a matter of days. So you need to get your ducks in a row right now, or else you're going to get left behind. So let's jump into it. All right, so if you're ready to pull your hair out right now, trying to figure out how exactly you're going to apply for the Paycheck Protection Program loan, I can assure you you're not alone. This has been a very confusing process for everyone, most notably self-employed individuals such as yourself. So what we want to do in this video is really give you kind of a roadmap as to how you're going to apply for this loan to make sure that you actually get money before it runs out. We're at a point right now where it's Wednesday, April 22nd, and most likely tomorrow, an additional $310 billion is going to be added to the program. So the SBA will begin opening their doors once again to accepting these loans. So we want to make sure everyone listening to this video, watching this video, is on top of things and gets on this right away, because if you wait even a day, you could miss out. So let's start off here real quickly with some of the loan basics to know here. So the first is that beauty professionals are able to obtain loans as high as $20,833. And basically what that is you can get a loan for up to $100,000 on an annualized basis. From there, you have to divide it by 12 months in a year. And then you multiply it by 2.5 or 2.5 months. So really what they're trying to do here is sustain what you would normally be making, up to $100,000 for 2.5 months. And that's going to be the total amount of the loan that you can qualify for. Something else to note here is that the majority of the loan can be forgiven. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at an 8-week period after your loan funds. And that's going to be determinant on how much of your loan is actually going to be forgiven. So if you got the full $20,833, what happens in that 8-week time period is going to be crucial as to how much of that they're going to forgive. And anything they do forgive is going to be tax-free. So that money that was a loan that becomes not a loan is not revenue, it's not taxed. So that's obviously a plus on that side of the equation. And so any amount here that's not forgiven is going to essentially become a loan. That loan is going to have an interest rate of 1%. It's going to be due in 2 years, and the first payment will be deferred for 6 months. So you won't actually start paying on this loan until at the earliest 6 months from today. Another interesting thing to note here is that these loans, although they are guaranteed by the Small Business Administration, you actually obtain them through banks. And if you're like the rest of us, you're wondering, well, my bank doesn't take this. Where do I go? Who is going to accept my application to get this loan? And that's one of the things we'll talk about. Finally, there are no personal guarantees or collateral required on these loans, which is another very attractive feature of the loan. So what do you need to do right now? You need to talk to your bank to see if they're actually accepting these PPP loan applications. And if they're not, then you need to find what's called a fintech. And those are essentially online lenders that are accepting these applications and doing them en masse. The two most prominent players in this arena are Cabbage and Bluevine. So I recommend highly that you look into both of those. You don't have to have any pre-existing relationship with them to be able to apply for the PPP loan through that. So once you figure out who you're going to go with for this application, your next step is going to be to collect your documents. That's going to include your 2019 tax return. And if you haven't filed 2019, then you're at least going to need 2018. You might need 1099s that you received from 2019. A lot of beauty professionals don't receive 1099s because they're paid directly by their clients. I think the only way you most likely would have a 1099 is if you have Square or some other credit card processor that gives you a Form 1099-K. If that's the case, you want to get that ready to go. And then if you get any requests for Forms 940 or 941, you're going to want to just ignore those, because those are for companies that actually have a payroll that they pay to employees. And being a sole proprietor, most likely you do not have that. So ignore those requests because those are not relevant to your situation. So step 3 here is going to be determine exactly how much you qualify for. And so as I was talking about previously, you can get approved for up to $20,833. And the way that you're going to figure, in your case, how much you're going to be able to qualify for is you're going to look at your Schedule C, and on line 31, whatever that net profit amount is, you're going to divide that by 12 and then multiply it by 2.5. Whatever that figure is going to be how much you qualify for on your specific PPP loan. Once again, it's capped at a maximum of $20,833. So step number 4 is going to be to fill out the SBA Protection Program application. So every bank and institution is different in terms of what their application looks like. However, they're all based on this Paycheck Protection Program loan application, just tailored for their own purposes. So if you go onto the SBA's website, you'll find the most up-to-date version of that application. It's 2 pages. I recommend filling it out just so when you get into the application for whichever bank or fintech you end up choosing, that you have the information ready to go to fill out that application as soon as you can. And number 5, probably the absolute most important thing here is you need to apply right now. So even though there's not money available right now and they're not processing applications at the SBA, you need to get approved by your bank or fintech, once again, Cabbage or Bluevine, to make sure that you're getting approved by them so that as soon as the SBA opens their doors, that institution is sending your application as soon as that happens. If you wait until the SBA actually starts accepting these applications, you're going to be too late because you're going to have a minimum of 48 hours turnaround for the bank to underwrite the loan that they will send to the SBA. So you have to do this now. As soon as the SBA opens up processing, I can guarantee you that these loans, or that the entire $310 billion that they've appropriated, is going to be gone in probably 2 to 4 days. So time is of the absolute essence right now. And number 6, you're going to have to keep meticulous records here. It's going to be very important that you can show to your bank exactly how you are arriving at the number that you're asking forgiveness for. So once again, if you got the maximum loan amount for a self-employed individual, $20,833, you're trying to get as much of that forgiven as possible. So what they're going to look at is how much money you made during that 8-week time period, because that's what's going to be considered your payroll, even though you don't run a actual payroll per se. And also you'll be able to add in rent and utilities so long as those amounts don't exceed 25% of the total loan forgiveness. So that's how you can take an 8-week time period and make it equivalent to something along the lines of 2.5 months. So it's very important to make sure that you keep copies of your canceled checks, your lease agreements if you have them, any utilities bills you have, and you're going to want to have a very detailed profit and loss statement for the bank so that they can see exactly how you're arriving at the amount that you're asking forgiveness for. And if you have questions when it comes to this regard, your bank hopefully will help you out with that. And if not, I would highly recommend reaching out to your tax professional. And then the other thing to keep in mind here is that most banks are going to require you to apply for forgiveness within a 30 or 60-day window at the end of your 8-week period. So you're going to want to make sure that you put that on your calendar so that you remember to tell the bank, okay, this is the amount I'm asking for forgiveness on, because you're going to want to have that forgiven and not be in a position where you forgot about it and it just all remains a loan. So with that, I mean, once again, all I can do here is stress how unbelievably important it is to start this right now. The longer you wait, the less likely you are to get these funds. And this is a huge opportunity for you. So you really just need to get on top of it right now. We wish all of you the best of luck in applying for this, and stay tuned for another video coming up on EIDL loans, which we'll be releasing likely within the next day or 2. Thanks and goodbye.